pa pa. Imagine this. You sit at your desk for an important deep work session, but then you start getting agitated. Your focus is shallow, working is boring, there's something else on your mind. Here's the truth, if you can't sustain focus for a prolonged period of time, then you're not gonna get very far, my friend. By the end of this video, you'll know how to focus for over 8 hours a day, which will allow you to make significantly faster progress. We'll first go over how to get into focus, we'll then talk about how to sustain that focus, the final stretch, and then the hard truth about focus that no one talks about. All right, let's first go over how to get into a deep state of focus, right? So when most people start working, there's usually a 10 to 20 minute period where getting into focus is really hard. This is known as the entry cost to focus. This is when you sit down at your desk, you're kind of agitated, it's difficult to focus, but after like 20 minutes of just grinding through it, you finally focus. Let's talk about how to bypass that entry cost so we can get into a state of focus immediately. It's all about speed of stimulation. Working on your business is slow in terms of stimulation. Things don't move that quickly, it's kind of boring, there's no short-term gratification. On the contrary, things like short-form content, social media are very stimulated. The speed of stimulation is very quick. So when you go from those activities to working, the speed of stimulation has to slow down, and this is why for 10 to 20 minutes your brain is trying to readapt to the new speed of stimulation, and it's painful and difficult to start focusing. In order to bypass that entry cost, we need to slow things down so that when we start working, it is seamless. The best solution to this is that when you wake up, get to work as soon as possible. Why? Because when you wake up, naturally, you're less stimulated. You've just slept for 8 hours, right? A mistake that a lot of people make is that they start stimulating themselves when they wake up. The speed increases, and then it's so much harder to get into work. But when you skip that stimulation and you just maybe go take a cold shower, you go brush your teeth, you just do 1 or 2 things and immediately get to work, the speed of stimulation remains constant between what you were just doing and the work, and therefore it doesn't take 10 to 20 minutes to get focused. So this means no phone, no speaking to people, I would even say no sunlight, right? A lot of people tell you to get sunlight in the morning, and if your main priority is health right now, it's probably a good idea to do so. But if you really struggle to focus and that is your priority, I would say don't even stimulate yourself with a morning walk in the sunlight. I know it's a bit extreme, but trust me, it works. Conversations with people, with your partner, with your parents, whatever, when you just wake up is not the best idea, because now you're stimulating yourself, you're talking about exciting things or whatever. It's difficult to start working after that. And then the phone is obvious. Everything from the moment you wake up to the moment you get to work needs to be very boring. Now, the other thing you can do to bypass this cost of entry is a starting rituals. Starting rituals are a series of steps that you follow every single time you get to work. What this does is that it programs your brain to expect work and focus as soon as you initiate these steps and this starting ritual. The more you do it, the more solid that connection becomes in your brain, and the easier it is to start focusing. The starting ritual I've been using recently is, the first step is I write down the task on a piece of paper, so what I want to get done in like the next hour. Then I do 5 push-ups, I say an affirmation out loud, I smell a candle, then I play the exact same song every single time when I start working. And yes, my brain has associated this candle with working. So as soon as I smell it, it's like focus mode. Following these steps right here will make it so much easier to get into focus. Let's now discuss how to sustain it. But before we do, I need you to click the first link in the description. It's gonna lead you to my free productivity type quiz where you answer a few questions and then it tells you your #1 productivity constraint, and most importantly, it gives you a solution. Go ahead and click, I'll see you there. Let's now discuss how to sustain focus. The first strategy you can use is called work sprints. This right here is a very effective strategy to keep distractions away and keep your focus, your full focus on one task for a prolonged period of time. The first steps to using work sprints is a clear task. So you must decide exactly what you want to get done in the next 30, 45, or 60 minutes. It could be to write a YouTube script. It could be to make 30 cold calls. It could be to send out 50 DMs. It needs to be clear and quantifiable. Once that's done, think about how long that task should take you. Now, what I want you to do is cut that by at least 25% and then set a timer. The reason we want to cut that down is because we always overestimate how long a task is going to take. And when we give ourselves more time, we're we're going to use all of that time to complete the task. But when we cut it down, we always find a way to get it done in that new time. And so set a timer for an amount of time that seems a little too short to get the task done, and trust me, you'll complete it. And then the third step is to race against the clock, right? Because now you've got a specific task you need to get done, you've got a timer set, and you need to force yourself to get it done before the timer runs out. This is obviously going to increase focus because now there's like stakes. There's pressure to complete the task. You're not gonna start changing tabs, going on your phone, speaking to people. You gotta stay focused. Now, the next thing to keep in mind in order to sustain focus is to have a sterilized environment. So the truth is that focus is more about subtraction than it is about addition. When you remove anything that could possibly distract you, well, you're gonna stay focused. And the biggest thing to consider when it comes to a sterilized environment is to protect your field of vision. When you get distracted, it's usually because of something you saw. You saw a notification on your phone. You saw someone coming into your room. You saw something outside your window, and then you just started looking at the people in the street or whatever. If you can find a way to protect what you see at all times, you're gonna stay focused on the task at hand. And there's a few things you can do when it comes to that. First of all, make your work environment as bland and boring as possible. I have a curtain next to my desk, and it is always closed because I don't wanna see anything outside. There's nothing on my walls. There's not a lot on my desk, and I make sure that I work alone. That's the other thing. People, make sure that everyone you live with is aware that you're in focus mode and that they shouldn't disturb you while you're focusing. If you don't tell them, you can't blame them for disturbing you, for coming in and asking you questions and all that stuff. And the last thing is about tabs on your computer. So when you go from one task to the other, you often end up having a bunch of tabs open. And that's when you start, tab switching. Going on this one, going on that, you're getting distracted. As soon as there's a bit of resistance to what you're doing, then your just mind is wandering, going to the other tabs. Always have the minimal number of tabs open for a given task, not a single one more. And when you switch tasks, make sure you close all your tabs and then open the new ones for this new task. If you can protect your field of vision by having a boring environment, no tabs open on your computer apart from the ones that you need for the task, and then have no one coming into your room every 10 minutes, then you will stay focused. Your environment will be sterilized. The next component to sustaining focus is deep rest. So the only way you're gonna focus for 8 hours is if you rest properly during the day. A lot of people make the mistake of taking breaks and going on their phone and speeding up the speed of stimulation, which I spoke about in the first point. If you speed up stimulation during the break, it's gonna be so much harder to get back to work. What I recommend is just to do nothing. You can maybe go outside, you can go on your bed, but just stare at the ceiling, stare outside. It needs to be very boring to not speed up the stimulation. This will be deeply restful for your brain, and you'll be able to come back to work and sustain focus. Now, when should you take a break? Should it be exactly every 25 minutes? I don't think so. When you feel your focus dropping, and don't cope with this, just because there's a bit of resistance doesn't mean you have to take a break. Try and push through. But when you really feel that your focus is dropping and it's not getting better, it's time for a rest. And usually 5 to 10 minutes is enough to get back to work. The next thing is after a meal. How do you sustain focus after eating a big meal? Because we all know we get that crash, focus goes away. Sometimes it takes so long to get back into it. Honestly, take a 15-minute walk after your meal, and trust me, the brain fog will go away much quicker. This shouldn't be that big of a problem. The final point here is boredom. I need you to start getting used to and appreciating being bored in your everyday life. So when you're having to wait for anything, don't go on your phone immediately as soon as you feel that little tiny itch of boredom. When you're watching a movie, don't have your phone open at the same time. Become used to staying focused on one thing at a time and being bored. And when you work, it's gonna be a lot easier to stay focused on the task and not expect constant dopamine. It has to become a way of life. And that's how you're gonna be able to sustain focus for hours and hours. Now at this point, you know how to get into a deep state of focus and you know how to sustain it. Let's go over the final stretch, right? Because when it's been 6, 7, 8 hours of focusing, you gotta know how to adjust your work in order to keep going. And there's one big concept you need to understand, and it is how important it is to adjust the difficulty of the task as the day goes on and energy goes down. So a problem you might be facing right now, which explains why you can't focus for hours and hours, is because you start with a very difficult task and then you try and keep doing that task for the entire day. The reality is that after 3 or 4 hours of very difficult tasks, the amount of energy that you have is now too low to sustain focus on that task. And then at that point, you just say, man, my focus is gone. I can't work anymore. In order to beat this, you need to to adjust the difficulty of the task as energy goes down. So here's an example for you. Let's say cold calls requires the most energy. So you decide to do it in the first 4 hours of the day, and then energy goes down. You do like the second most difficult thing, which would maybe be lead sourcing for those cold calls. Requires less energy. You can do it later on in the day. But then energy goes down again. You can't do this anymore. So what do? You do a bit of learning. You watch some courses. You take some notes. Doesn't require that much energy, so it's easier to sustain focus. If you try to do this for 8 hours, not only would it be miserable, you would hate it, but it would be impossible to sustain the same level of focus as you did in the first 3 or 4 hours. And then your output would just go down and down. It wouldn't even be worth it anymore. And so what I need you to do is identify all the tasks in your business, find the ones that require more effort, do them at the beginning of the day, and then as focus goes down, work on easier and easier tasks. That's how you're going to keep going for over 8 hours a day. Now you know how to focus for over 8 hours a day, but here's the final hard truth about focus that you need to understand. There must be nothing else to do, right? So in the pandemic, I used to struggle to focus for more than 2 hours a day, right? I had schoolwork, but every time I tried to work on assignments, I had other things on my mind. I was eager to get back to gaming. I was thinking about going out with my friends that night. I thought about playing chess. I just wanted to do so many other things that sustaining focus on this thing that was important to do was almost impossible. And so if you're in a situation where you've got so many hobbies, so many things going on in your life, so many things that you like doing for fun, hanging out with friends, entertainment, hobbies, then of course it's going to be difficult to sustain focus on your work when you've got all these other options. If you were locked in a room for a month and there was literally nothing else to do outside of your work, then you would focus. There'd be no other option. And so the hard truth is that you're going to have to simplify your life and make it pretty damn boring. And that is more effective than any productivity hack, any step-by-step little guide that I could give you and that I have given you today. This is going to be the most effective thing you can do for your focus. If you're still clinging on to the idea of balance, that is okay. This channel is not made for you. But if your goals are right now the most important thing in your life, then this is what needs to happen. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, I would kindly ask you to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. This is a commitment I made like 1.5 years ago. 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Can we do it? Only with your help. So if you enjoyed the video, it takes 2 seconds. Just click the subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it. The next thing you can do is click the first link in the description, take that productivity type quiz, and I'll see you in the next video.